I'm Nelson, and this is Weekly Wake Up. This week's Weekly Wake Up will include a few different exercises and in conjunction with a new class I'm starting online, Yoga for Sports. So if you are interested in that class, please send me a message for more information. And Mr. Iyengar, B.K.S. Iyengar, wrote a book, Yoga for Sports, for health and healing. So there's so many sports, versed sports people out there, but yoga can really benefit your conditioning in different sports. It can help physically, mentally, physiologically. It can be done, as a warm-up, as a recuperative practice to keep your mind sharp, your body limber, even in between, maybe going onto the field if you play a team sport like that. And just well-rounding body, breath, mind in your conditioning. So the exercises today will be a little bit more actually on agility, that kind of theme. And of course, there's many different practices, and the class that I'll be doing will be based on the book. So it will include all these different practices, and I hope you'll join me for these few ones today. So I'm going to start. I have a mat with the short of the edge of the mat facing the wall. I don't have the mat right at the wall because I do want a bit of a space. Okay. I'm going to have my block. I'm just going to put it on the floor in front, standing in mountain pose, Tadasana. And keeping an eye on the fingertips, we're going to first inhale and extend up. Exhale, follow the fingertips down to Uttanasana. Inhale, fingers up, and then we'll go back down. So you might find for balance or for your hips back, you might need the feet, slightly apart, hip width apart. And you might need to bend your knees. If you're really tight in the hamstrings or feeling in the back, or just feel you don't have that balance yet, you might need to bend your knees as you go down, okay? So the first few times I'll keep the knees bent. When I'm coming down in Uttanasana, standing forward bend, and then I'll try with legs straight. Okay. So from our mountain pose, I do have the feet about hip width apart. Lift the kneecaps, engage your quadriceps, and move the thigh bones back. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, we can bend the knees a little bit down. Inhale, up, watching, following the fingertips, and helping to improve that hand-eye coordination, and seeing if we can keep the legs straight. Working with your breath, the flow of your breath. And then inhale, extend the arms up, turn the palms in, let the eyes focus up higher towards the ceiling, levelize the head. We'll bring the arms back down and even to hips. From here, I'm going to keep the right leg forward and step my left leg back. Okay. Straighten both legs to start. Bend your front knee. So this would be like coming into Virabhadrasana 1, warrior 1 pose. The front navel bend here, moving in and up, diaphragm moving in and out to the sides, coming forward. So the abdomen doesn't just push forward, the organs move back and up. Going forward, we'll take the block here between the hands, and almost like you are swinging maybe a golf club. Coming from the shoulders, just swinging. And then we're going to press off this back foot and step up into the wall. That's why we wanted the wall there. Okay? So we get this, focusing on the breath, getting the rib cage moving in, that movement of, like running, and then we'll step back. Take a few breaths. And then we're coming up, almost like you're going to, swing a bat. We'll repeat that. You can hold for a few times and come up, or maybe you're stepping back and up. And then we'll hold here. Try to straighten that up leg. Okay. Firm on the standing leg, so you can also help our balance. You might find you can extend with your brick, depending on the length of your arms and brick. And kind of push into the wall. Keep those front ribs moving in. Quadriceps working, stretching that belly of your hamstring. And then you might be able to turn here. So that's a Pravrita, revolved from the right to the left. Again, with the eyes, you could follow the fingertips. And then we'll come back. Stepping back. And extend the arms up. Virabhadrasana 1. Looking up, squeeze the block. And then quickly come back to mountain pose. We'll try that to the other side. So I'll bring the brick back to the mat. Hands to the hips, stepping the right foot back. Bend the front knee, lift up from the lower abdomen, the navel bend, lifting up, diaphragm moving in and up just a little bit so that as you come forward, the organs move back towards the spine, a softening of those internal organs. The sternum lengthening forward, tailbone back, and reach for the block. We can get that swinging. So nothing else really in the body moving, just that pendulum type swing. And then we'll see if we can push off the back foot to come up, okay? Push off the back foot. Pendulum swing and we come down. And then you might go a little bit faster, right? So you might step back and up, back and up. And then we'll see if we can straighten really both legs. With the front knee bend or this up knee bend, kind of get a nice stretch here in the hip flexor. And then we'll see if we can straighten. Hopefully maybe you have a block or book long enough with your arms to extend and push that into the wall. We keep pushing, we can maybe begin to revolve. Can follow the fingertips. And then coming back, taking the brick, stepping back. Virabhadrasana 1, squeeze the block. Maybe looking up. Look forward and then quickly come back to stand in Tadasana. So you can repeat that a few times if you'd like. This next exercise will be, again, near a wall. I have my mat a little bit away from the wall. I'm going to separate the feet a little bit wider than the hips. You can kind of adjust as you go what feels comfortable. I have my toe mounds, toes on the mat, heels are on the floor. Lifting, the kneecaps to engage quadriceps. As the front hip bones lift up, the tailbone lengthening down. We'll extend the arms up, touch the wall with the block, and then going to the sides. So at first, just looking forward, we can go side to side. And using the breath as you turn, exhale. So you might find you're exhaling and turning a little bit more to one side. So I inhale and exhale. And then, switch that up. So the inhale's on the one side and that little deeper exhale. Only going as far as you can. And you can hit the brick to the wall. I just didn't want it to be too loud. And then we can, still looking forward, look up. And here you have to really adjust quadriceps, legs, hamstrings, that spine lifting, look forward, the brick to the wall behind you without just letting the hips, fall back to the wall. The sitting bone stays in line with the heels. You have to really, move that skin muscle into the bone, lift the hips, lift the sitting bones, stretch through that back of the leg so that the hips don't just fall back. So you can go back and forth. When you lift the arms up, we're not just flinging the hips forward. Okay, we're keeping that alignment. And then we're going to follow the brick with our eyes. So it's a bit more that hand-eye coordination. So I'm following. Looking up and down. Kind of similar to that Uttanasana we did, following the hands. And then we'll heel toe in, come back